You know, you see it in movies all the time, right? Someone shouts, "I plead the fifth," or asks for their lawyer. Well, that comes from the Fifth Amendment. Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're jumping into the Constitution, looking at the five key legal shields the Fifth Amendment gives you, your protections against government power.
Yeah, and this is so important because the Fifth Amendment, it's really fundamental. It's about fair play from the government, its main job, making sure the government follows the rules before it can impact your life, your liberty, or, your property.
Okay, let's break it down. Protection number one, the grand jury. I've heard it called like a gatekeeper.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah. For serious federal crimes, these are called infamous crimes.
Yeah.
Basically felonies now.
Yeah.
The government can't just charge you straight away. A group of citizens, that's the grand jury, has to look at the evidence first.
Citizens, okay, and they decide if there's enough evidence.
Enough evidence, right. What lawyers call probable cause. It's a check to see if there's a good reason to even start a trial. Stops bogus charges, ideally.
But you hear things, right, that prosecutors kind of run the show. There's that old saying that a prosecutor could get a grand jury to indict a ham sandwich. Is that, like, true?
Well, that definitely points to a real tension. Prosecutors do present the case to the grand jury, so they have a lot of influence. It's a valid criticism you hear. Okay, moving on. Protection number 2 is double jeopardy.
Ah, the one and done rule.
Exactly. Once you're tried for a specific crime and there's a final decision, guilty or not guilty, that's it. The government can't charge you and try you again for that exact same offense.
Okay, that seems straightforward. No endless trials for the same thing.
Right. It prevents harassment. But, and this is a big but, there are major exceptions. Like, let's say you rob a bank. That can break both state and federal laws.
Oh.
So you could potentially be tried in state court and then separately in federal court for basically the same act.
Wait, even if the state court finds you innocent, the feds can still come after you? That feels off.
It can seem harsh, yeah. But it's called dual sovereignty. The idea is the state and the federal government are separate authorities, each enforcing their own laws. And another thing, double jeopardy only applies to criminal trials. So even if you're found not guilty criminally, someone could still sue you in civil court over the same incident. Think, like, damages.
Gotcha. Okay, next. The big one everyone knows from TV. Protection number 3, pleading the fifth.
The right to remain silent, yeah. The amendment says no person shall be compelled in any criminal case to be a witness against himself.
You literally can't be forced to spill the beans if it makes you look guilty.
Exactly. And it's so vital that the Supreme Court, back in 1966, Miranda v. Arizona, they ruled police must tell you about this, right? If you're in custody and they want to question you. The Miranda warning.
Okay, but here's something interesting. Does it cover everything? Like, what if they want fingerprints?
Great question. No, it doesn't cover everything. The protection is only for testimonial evidence.
Testimonial.
Meaning your words. Things you say or write that could incriminate you. It does not protect you from having to give things like fingerprints or blood samples, or even a voice sample for comparison. That's considered physical, non-testimonial evidence.
Huh. Okay, that's a key difference. Physical stuff versus what you say. All right, protections 4 and 5 kind of go together, right? Fairness and property. Let's start with due process.
Due process. It's a huge concept, really. It's the overall guarantee of fair treatment from the government. We usually break it down. There's procedural due process. That means the government has to follow fair steps, like they have to notify you, give you a chance to be heard before taking, life, liberty, or property.
So fair procedures, like rules of the game.
Exactly. And then there's substantive due process, which is a bit more abstract. It basically means the law itself has to be fair and reasonable, not just random or unfair.
Okay. And the last one, protection 5, is the takings clause, about property.
Right. Sometimes called eminent domain. The government does have the power to take your private property if it's needed for, say, a public use.
Yeah.
Think a new highway or a school.
They can just take your house.
They can, but, and this is the key part of the clause, they have to pay you just compensation, which generally means fair market value. They can't just seize it for free. It's a balance between public need and your private property rights.
Okay, wow. So wrapping it all up, the Fifth Amendment isn't just one thing. It's like a whole toolkit of rights. Grand jury check, no double trials, right to stay silent, fair procedures, fair payment for property. It really forces the government to be accountable, doesn't it?
Absolutely. It puts real limits on government power to ensure fairness in the legal system. And that actually brings up a really interesting modern question for you to think about. We said the right to remain silent protects testimonial evidence. Your words. So what about stuff you post online? Your social media, your private messages, are those words protected by the Fifth? Or, once you put them out there electronically, are they treated differently? Something to definitely explore further.